Now that you've completed the practice problems, the we do problems, I'm going to go over them and you can check your answers. We're told that we've got f of x below and that b is a constant, so that means b is just going to be some number. If f of 3 equals 9, so remember this input here is x, so when x is 3, our output is 9. And then we've got what is the value of f of negative 2. So at the end of the day, we're going to be looking for what's f of x when we put in negative 2. So we're going to start with the value we know, f of 3. And we know that value is equal to 9 when x is 3. So we can go ahead and substitute in 3 for x. We know that whole numbers are over 1. So I've got 9 equals negative 1 times 3, negative 3, 10 times 1, 10. I have to add the 3/10 to both sides. Now we're going to notice that 9 and 3/10 don't have like denominators, so we can't add those together without first doing some work with our fractions. Whole numbers are like divided by 1. So we're looking for the least common denominator between 1 and 10, and that would be 10. So we're going to multiply the first number by 10 over 10. Then we'll have 90 divided by 10 plus 3 divided by 10. That's going to give us 93 divided by 10 for our b. We're ready to write our equation now with the value of b in it. So we've got f of x equals negative 1/10 x, so that part's staying the same. And we now know the constant b is 93/10, so we're going to put that in there as well. Our question was asking us for f of negative 2, so now we get to find our final answer by substituting in negative 2. Remember, whole numbers are like divided by 1. So we've got negative 1 times negative 2, or positive 2, 10 times 1, or 10, plus 93 divided by 10. Because they are like denominators, we can add them together right away. So I've got 95 divided by 10, and that does simplify because 5 goes into both. So when you simplify that, your denominator will be 2, and your numerator will be 19. And that's our final answer. Next up, we've got a composition. So we're looking at when our input changes from x to 5x plus 15. So we're going to be replacing x with this 5x plus 15. So in my equation, I've got g of x equals negative 7, and instead of x, I'm going to replace that with 5x plus 15. And I've got negative 7 times 5, which is negative 35. And then I've got negative 7 times 15, which is going to be negative 105. And that problem, we're all set now. I'm sorry, I should have written g of 5x plus 15. That's my bad. So this is our answer. Number 3, we're looking at this function, f of x equals 3x squared minus 9x plus 2, all divided by x, at f of 4. So we're saying, what is that function when x equals 4? So all we have to do is substitute 4 into our equation. Please hold. All right, now that I've gotten off the phone that so rudely interrupted our video, all I've done here is substitute 4 in for x. So we've got 3 times 4 squared. 4 squared is 16 times 3 is 48. Well, if I can write a number, we'll have that there. Then we've got 9 times 4, which is 36, plus 2, the whole thing divided by 4. 48 minus 6 is going to be 12, plus 2 is 14, divided by 4. 2 goes into both numbers, so we can reduce that to 7/2. Last problem here, we've got if h of x equals ax squared minus 2, where a is a constant, and h of -5, so when x is -5, our output is 6. What is the value of h of 2? So we're going to be looking for this in the end, but first we have to use our first piece of information, h of -5 equals 6. So let's rewrite our equation, h of x equals ax squared minus 2, and let's plug in the information we know. So h of -5 is equal to 6, which we know -5 is our x, right? So we're going to substitute that in for x. So once we've got that written, we have -5 times -5, or 25. So we've got 25a minus 2 equals 6. We're going to have to divide, add both sides 2 to get rid of that 2. So now I've got 25a equals 8. Divide both sides by 25. That 25 on the left-hand side will get out of town. We've got a equals 8/25. So now we can write our equation with a in it. All right, so we're looking for h of 2. Let's go ahead and substitute 2 in there. So we got 2 whole number, so over 1 squared minus 2. It's a whole number, so I'm going to write it as 2 over 1. 2 times 2 is 4, and 1 times 1 is 1, so I've got 4 over 1 here, times 8 over 25, minus 2 over 1. Notice my fraction for the first term is going to be 32 25ths. So I need to get the second fraction to also be 25ths, so I'm going to multiply by 25 over 25. When I do that, I get 50 over 25. The difference of those two fractions is 18, negative 18 25ths. And that's our answer. So go ahead and try the I do section now and submit a picture of that in this worksheet. Have a great day.